Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chase on Two Wheels here at Mountain Motorsports in Roswell for a first ride of a BMW S1000R. Now, this is a, let's call it client version. We have our regular first rides where I take brand new bikes from Mountain. We have the used first rides where I take a used bike from Mountain. And then we have client ones. This is a client of ours, WBRG Shop. This is Jay's bike. We are getting him an aero exhaust installed. And when Jay brought the bike in for us to do the work on it, we'll have a link for a Wreck Bike Rebuild Garage down below. We do work on people's bikes and stuff like that. But when he brought it in to get the aero exhaust, he was like, hey, man, I want to get a... Hey, it's Josh. High five, Josh. You have to high five me or else it's awkward. Now it's awkward. Anyway, we're going to be putting an aero exhaust on this thing. But beforehand, Jay was like, hey, you should do it for a first ride. And I'm like, sold. And now I find myself here. I'm pretty excited, despite it's 40 degrees outside. But wait, that's a good segue. We'll find out on today's video. Hit the like button and subscribe now. Everybody wish Patty a happy marriage. He's getting married on Saturday. He's gonna come back. Everybody in the comments, be like, happy marriage, or congratulations, or something.
For what?
You're getting married on Saturday.
That's right. Internet.
Yay, internet. Please. Money, please. Okay, we have some more. We do have modifications. Other than the exhaust, I think Jay has put about everything you can on this thing. We have the tail tidy. We have the fanny pack. We have the sliders, case covers, even the little Litec oil thing. I do dig all the little red accents. He even, check this out, he has the different logo that's all red. So he's got the red levers. I have to appreciate the fact that this man's all over the spot. Right. I got to give Jay some a clap because, like, other than the exhaust, what else can you realistically do? This guy's an MVP. Not only is he an MVP for that, but if you come down here, he has continued the red accents with a Ride Apparel decal on the bottom. Golf claps for Jay. I'm excited to ride it. I will talk to you guys later because I'm going to swing a leg over this thing. Ugh. You saw that move, right, Josh? You saw that move. You know you like that move. All right, guys, so we are here on Jay's, this is a 2014 model, S1000R. Now, you guys might have known a couple months ago I did a first ride on a 2018 BMW S1000XR, which is their, like, adventure model. This is their naked bike. We've got slightly bent legs. Not very bent, but barely. I got both feet on the ground. Seat's pretty comfortable. These grips are massive. Now, I don't know if it's because I got my winter gloves on or what, but my hands, I can just barely touch fingers on there. I like the dash. I like the little analog needle with this. I do want this to be updated. I need to look into the 2021 models of the BMWs to see if they have an LCD dash up here. Now, I do know we have modes. We have Rain, Road, Dynamic, and Dynamic Pro. They go in that order. Rain, Road, Dynamic, Dynamic Pro. You guys know we always start in Rain. We'll get up to Dynamic, but I'm not going to put it in Dynamic Pro just to be safe. Really cool thing, suspension. If you click this, You can change it from soft, normal, to hard. We'll start off in soft. I think that'll be fine. All right. Let's do the thing now. All right, ladies and gents, let's get going on the S1000R. BMW brethren. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! This is rain mode? We are in rain mode, right? We are. Oh my goodness. So you guys might know that this bike is in competition with my beautiful Yamaha MT-10. And I love the naked platform. I love a 1000cc naked, so I'm excited about this. So guys, let's find out how BMW's 1000cc inline 4 power plant from their S1000RR does in a naked platform. So far, the power is... that's rain mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rain mode. So guys, let's talk about body position. My legs are a little, crunched up. My back is slightly leaned forward. Arms are kind of down. Very comfortable position. I could ride in this position all day. I'm kind of liking the grips now that I'm going because they're pretty soft, so I can squeeze on them. It makes it for a very comfortable ride, and it's very enjoyable. Wait, bro, his mirrors match the headlights on the bike. Jay, you are a man of my own heart. Getting your bike all matched up like that, that's some level of detail that I can do nothing but appreciate. God, the brakes on this thing are dope. I'll try them out more later, but my gosh, just an initial squeeze is phenomenal. Now, something I will know, we've got aftermarket levers on this bike, and they are adjustable. I'm not going to adjust them because I don't want to mess with Jay's setup he's got going on, but they are a little far for me. Granted, it could be these gloves. I don't have a ton of dexterity with them, but it's a little hard to grab them. But, dude, the brakes on this thing are... God, these are the type of brakes I want on my MT-10. Nah, didn't get into neutral. Hold on. I didn't want to get into neutral unless I pulled the whole lever in. That's fine. Let's use this opportunity. Let's get out of rain mode, man. I will say rain mode felt really good, like engaging the clutch and power-wise. Yeah, you know what mode you're in. I'm liking the transmission. We've gotten a couple red lights here, and every time I get a red light and we slowly go from the red light, the clutch feels really good. It engages really smoothly. I've noticed a couple bikes these days have this start assist, and the bike, it basically tries to help you not stall. And I rode a V4S the other day, and it had it, and every time I started going, it was so annoying. I'm moving, I'm kind of feathering the clutch and trying to get the throttle right to get going, and that start assist just makes it so complicated. I'm over here I know how to ride, I know what I'm doing, and I'm over here like I don't want to do that, and this bike is perfect at that. It's a smooth clutch. I have plenty of feel in both the lever and the throttle, and I can just start going, and it's a very smooth situation. I'm not liking this clutch assist stuff. I will stand on a podium, watch this. See, I can feather the clutch out, and then boom, with a smooth throttle, I'm there, and I'm in road mode. So I've got a good amount of power behind this throttle, and everything's smooth because I know what I'm doing. I feel like a 1000cc should never have start assist. I don't understand it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I'll make a whole video on it if I have to, complaining, but I won't. Okay, so I think we also have a quick shifter, but I think it's only up. Let's do a test. We do. Interestingly, I would imagine that this bike has the exact same transmission as the S1000XR, the adventure model, but I feel like the transmission feels a little more tactile. One of the things I didn't like in the XR model is when I shifted, it just felt like a little computer doing things. But on this bike, I actually feel like the transmission, I can feel it. I can feel it doing something. And I get that tactile feel, which is what I'm wanting. So I'm glad to see it. Now, I don't, if they're the same, I'm not sure how a transmission could feel differently model to model if it's the same transmission, but regardless, this one feels far better. The electronic suspension, you guys can see the little clicks and the wires coming from it. So let's put the transmission in hard. Buttons feel super tactile, which is, you would expect that. This is not a cheap motorcycle. You would expect some high-level finesse on things. All the buttons feel super plush. When we get to the highway, we'll be able to check out cruise control. But so far, as far as the menu goes, I'm loving it. You know, there's one mode button. I click it, and I can cycle through the modes very easily. I can turn ABS off. I can change my suspension. This bike can do a lot of stuff. So, you know, it is a pretty complicated situation to give a customer a lot of options and still make it easy to use those options. So we're still in road mode. We're now in a normal suspension mode. I'll put it on hard when we get on the highway or something like that. You know, even in road mode, I'm finding that I'm able to ride this thing around relatively easily. Now, granted, if I got a handful of throttle, you know what I mean, I could do some bad stuff. But, you know, if you're really smooth with the throttle, it's not bad. For the amount of power that you have here, it's not bad at all. I will say the bike is not loving to get into neutral unless I have that throttle all the way pulled in. I'm not upset about it, but, you know, I wish I could get the throttle. I mean, I wish I could get it into neutral a little better than I currently can. Woo! That would have been bad. Let's go ahead and get the hell out of his way. All right, there we go. No traffic. This is what I'm talking about. We got this fairing up here blocking a little bit of wind for us. Man, if you guys have only ridden sport bikes and you've never ridden a naked with a handlebar, bro, it is a game changer. You have so much more adjustability and ability to move your, you know, you can get some torque behind the bike. I love the way a handlebar feels in a sport platform. That's why I love these naked bikes so much. And this one has a great feel. You got to be careful with those throttles though, guys. I can feel the amount of power I have behind that, and you have to be careful. Slot in front of this white car. Let's see what some engine braking feels like. Typical inline four with the engine braking is not there. I imagine if I would have to be so high up in those revs to get the engine braking. It's just it's not that good. But that's not really a good or a bad thing. I find engine braking as a it's a subject where some people like it very light. They like only focusing on using the brakes to brake, and I'm just not one of those riders. I kind of like having a lot of engine braking, and we don't have a lot of it here, but that's okay. You know, if you don't like engine braking, then it's good for you. While we're kind of stuck in traffic, you know what else this bike has? Heated grips, and thank God. It was 80 2 days ago, and it's 40 today, high 30s. So it is a little chilly, so I am super thankful to be on a bike like this with heated grips. And I know, you're probably saying to yourself, you're probably in the middle of typing right now, Chase, 40 degrees is hot. That's like summer weather for me. Well, it's not here in Georgia, so... Alright, boys and girls. We have a monster of an engine on this motorcycle. We don't have a lot of fairings, and we are about to go to the highway. Now, what do we know? It's going to be windy, 100%. The engine is totally capable, 100%. The question is the cruise control nice? Is it, how does it feel on the highway at speed? Are you able to move it around in the lane? These are the things we will be finding out today. Right. We got, okay, we got the suspension in hard mode now. So I'm on, like, almost race mode. We'll put it in dynamic. You guys just don't tell anybody, okay? We're in dynamic mode. Suspension is set to hard. Let's go. If we're going to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the sound. which is probably why Jay is getting an aero exhaust installed on it. Good job, Jay, with that thought process. I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but, you know, it's a 1,000cc inline four. Like, it should be, this thing should scream, bruh. All right, highway test, 2014 BMW S1000R. Let's go. In dynamic mode, this thing will get you in trouble. We will do our best to not get in trouble. All right, it is windy, check. Woo, it is really windy, check. Clear path. Alrighty then. God, guys, it is so windy today. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's a lot of wind from the bike and all, but it is just a really windy day. One thing I was noticing when we were throttling up, the front handlebars were so light. The handlebars were just wiggling because they didn't have a lot, that wheel didn't have that weight on the ground to stay stable. That's insane. This is 6th gear. What is happening? All right, other than the wind, oh my gosh, let's get in a path on our own. Let's try out this cruise control. Clicking it to the side and down. Cruise control set. All right, it's too windy to put hands off handlebars. Cruise control, awesome. The wind is hitting about right here, which is right in my face, which is less than ideal. I don't really like when the wind hits my face because it makes your head do this bobblehead thing. But I love the fact that it has cruise control. I'm a huge fan of that. Can I lean in? That helps. All right, tucking in actually helps on this bike. I'm imagining it's because of that little fairing up front. That thing is necessary with all this wind. And granted, it is a windy day. And I don't think it's a surprise to any of you guys that this motor has no problem here on the highway. Woo, let's slow on down. Oh my goodness. So can it handle the highway? Yeah. Are you gonna get blown around a lot? Absolutely. There's not a lot of protection here, guys. I'm not surprising you guys with that, but just saying. I was gonna slow down for this turn. And then there's a giant truck. Let's see if it settles in. God, this bike would be so nice just hauling through this turn. That's unfortunate. You guys ever ride a bike where you just get a little piece of a turn and you're like, oh my God, this is one of those bikes that I want to just send through this turn. And today's just, it's not in the cards for us today, but that's okay. It doesn't change the fact that it's true. Oh, please get over. Please get over. Balls. All right, let's, man, the brakes. I love the brakes so much. So far, if I'm going to be honest, the brakes are my absolute favorite of this bike. So guys in the camera car, what do you think about the bike?
Yeah, it looks really, really good. It sounds great when you zip by us earlier. I definitely like that it's a more upright, neutral riding position. 2 thumbs up for me.
I was never really a fan of the asymmetrical headlights, but that bike actually looks really good. It's done very tastefully, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but the mirrors are also asymmetrical, the same shapes as the headlights, and it's pretty cool little touch that the owner gave that thing. And by the way, we are going to be putting a full aero exhaust system on this bike in the very near future.
This area right here, we got a little bit of traffic. This is where I feel like having bikes like this really stretch their muscles, because we've talked about how powerful the engine is. You know what I mean? But in a situation like this, where we're kind of just like puttering around in traffic, a super sport would be so uncomfortable to ride in. Whereas this thing is fully capable of doing all the technical and aggressive riding, but you get the comfort for when you're in situations like this. And the body position here on the S1000R is phenomenal. I love where I'm at. I love how I feel right now. And I can actually enjoy this ride, you know. With Super Sports, you end up being like, oh my God, everybody get out of my way. I need to go fast. But on this, it's like, you know what? If we hit traffic, that's fine. If we get out of traffic, I can haul butt if I want to. I'm also really liking the clutch and the throttle response, especially initially. The clutch is super smooth. I'm having no problems getting going, and this is a bike I'm just now on. You know, I don't have hours of ride time. I'm brand new to it. I'm already able to just smoothly ride it, and throttle response is phenomenal. When you give it a handful, you get a handful, but it tapers on pretty well to where you can ride it smooth if you want to. Really, really well put together package here. It's really hard to beat a smooth inline four, man. The decel, the acceleration, it all just tapers on really well. And I think that's pretty important for a lot of people. Now, you know, some people like that more like aggressive hit that you get more with like a parallel twin or something like that. But if you're looking for a smooth ride, it's going to be hard to find anything better than something in this kind of platform. Unless you like engine braking, in which case it is not much to have. Sitting here stationary with the bike, you know, we are looking at a 1000cc bike, but it really does not feel like a 1000cc, honestly. Like, even when I lean it over a lot, I don't feel a lot of weight. BMW's done a really good job of balancing this thing, and I don't know how they have such a powerful package. So, like, I don't know what the exact weight of the bike is. You guys know me. I'm literally talking about feel. But the bike does not feel like a 1000cc. Let's pay attention to what we're doing. Yeah, honestly, this bike is, I mean, like I said in the beginning, is a competitor to my MT-10. I do not think this bike feels like the weight of my MT-10. I'm fine with the weight of my MT-10. I don't feel like it's a heavy bike or anything, but oh my good lord. There's that quick shifter. Yes, fam. I want to take this bike to the mountains so bad. This is one of those bikes, guys, you lean this thing over and it starts feeling more and more at home, which is pretty interesting for a naked bike. Typically, it's the Super Sports that feel really at home when you're leaning it over, but, you know, this has that Super Sport derived feel. We're in the wrong gear and we can still pull. Absolutely we can. Oh my gosh, yes, this bike feels so good leaned over. This bike feels as good leaned over as a Super Sport. I am kind of surprised by that. I don't know why. You know, this is a boiled down version of the S1000RR, but it feels sporty. Alright, we gotta stop with that. It didn't want to do the quick shifter from first to second, which I typically don't do, but I was seeing if it would work and it wouldn't shift. Maybe I wasn't pushing it hard enough. The quick shifter feels pretty good. I do get more of that tactile feel than I did with the XR. The XR honestly was just like you were sending an electronic request, and at least this thing I get like a little. I know I keep saying stuff about the brakes, guys, and this guy's obviously equipped with Brembos, but whatever type of Brembos they are the ones I want. My gosh. They're really strong, but they come on smooth, which is, you know, you never want a set of brakes that like bite hard. I prefer brakes that kind of just like smoothly come on. They can smoothly come on quickly, but I just want them to smoothly come on. My God. The harder you ride this bike, the better it feels. What is wrong with you, BMW? Why do you make bikes like this? Why do you make bikes that make people want to do bad stuff? And this is the interesting thing, where like, if I'm not high up in the revs, if I click up a couple gears, I can just sit back just a little bit. I'm very comfortable. I got one hand on the handlebar. I can move the throttle back and forth, and I'm not getting jerked around everywhere. What
What an all-around good machine, man. This is just like the pinnacle of what you can want on the street. You have all the capability to do any type of riding you want, engine-wise and body position-wise, and you have comfort. What more could you ask for? Truly. One hand is a little light for how strong the brakes are. Even with just, like, truly, guys, I'm touching the brakes just with the tip of this finger, and I can instantly feel them. That's nuts. So, guys, up here we're gonna turn off into our little parking lot that we do a little walk around the bike, and we will do said walk around the bike. I feel like the S1000R has the similar problem that the MT10 has, and we'll talk about it up here. You know, I was mentioning how tactile the buttons are. I am noticing that the blinker button is not quite as tactile as the other buttons. Again, I do want to preface this, could be the thick gloves that I'm wearing, but it's kind of hard to feel when I've clicked it all the way over. Alright guys, 2014 BMW S1000R, single R. Let's park this baby up and check her out. Oh, he's even got a kickstand puck. Man, Jay's got everything on this bike. Alright guys, you guys are going to have to forgive the pollen. We are in Georgia in springtime. Everything's yellow. Look at this. We had this wiped off before we left the shop, and now there's that everywhere. Honestly, guys, for one, so this is what I was talking about with the looks. Asymmetrical look, and he has the circular light. So this is what I was talking about, guys, with this, the asymmetrical looks. He has the circular mirror on the circular light side and the angled mirror on the angled eye side. The attention to detail, Jay. Me and you could be friends, bud. So here we are, S1000R. I think the model, I think the 2021 or the 2022 model, they've changed the looks, but I'm pretty sure this reaches all the way to 2020. This kind of general design. And like I was saying at Mountain, dude, I think Jay has got about everything on here minus an exhaust. And personally, he's put everything on here that I would personally put on here. I love the attention to detail to changing the blue on the BMW to all red. I don't think I would have this guy. I kind of like the sleek look, but he's got the tail tidy. He's got the red accents everywhere. It's solid, man. If I was going to have this bike, I would do the exact same things, honestly. He's got all the right mods on it, and now we just got to get that thing sounding good. So, with the MT10 like I have from Yamaha, a lot of people either don't like it or like it. It's a very polarizing motorcycle. I feel like this is the same way. Some people don't like this asymmetrical look, and then some people are really into it. So, you know, it goes both ways. I just realized he's got a full slide package. Front axle, rear axle, bar ends, and frame sliders. Super protected. I love it, man. So, guys, we're going to take a photo for Instagram real quick. If you guys aren't following us over on Instagram, it is at C2WPics. And you guys always love the first ride shots. So, let's get one going. Oh, the angle from down here, them lines are showing. I dig it. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you make Instagram gold right there. All right. So, without further ado, I don't run this channel so I can stand around motorcycles and talk about them. I run this channel so I get to ride motorcycles. So, without further ado, boys and girls, I'm going to get back on this thing and finish this ride up. So watch how smooth the clutch and the throttle are. We're in road mode. Look at that. Freaking love it, man. I love that so much. So guys, at this point in the video, I kind of like to wrap it up with talking about who I think is the ideal person for this motorcycle, or who it would match really well. Now, being somebody that owns an MT10, I can, you know, I'm in this space. These are my favorite types of motorcycles. And I can tell you, I would personally rather have my MT10 for one main reason. And it's probably a reason a lot of you guys might want a bike like this. And it's how smooth the bike is. Now, the starting smoothness with the clutch and the throttle,
That I love on this bike. My MT10 isn't quite as smooth, but where I prefer the MT10 is the throttle response and how the engine responds to throttle. It's very, it can be smooth in some modes, but it's very grunty. I actually like that. I like to be, I don't want to say I like to be scared a little bit on my bikes, but I like that feeling of like, well, you got to be careful. This bike, the power delivery is so smooth that it feels like a slower bike than it actually is. This bike, I want to be clear. This bike is wicked fast, and smooth is fast. If you're on a track or something like that, the guys that ride the smoothest are typically the guys that have the best track time, or lap time. But I'm not really in a place in my riding career where I just want a really smooth motorcycle. I kind of like the gruntiness, and I don't really have that on this bike. I will say another aspect of this bike that I really envy on my MT10 is the brakes. These Brembos react literally picture perfect for how I want brakes to feel. They have a slight taper on, and then they get really strong. So that way, if you're coming into a turn hot, you've got no problem slowing down, but it takes just the slightest amount of lever to get you starting to slow down, but it's not jerky. I love the brakes. These are probably some of the best brakes I have ever ridden on with a motorcycle. I love them. I cannot say that enough. The body position, I'm totally here for on this bike. I love it. And we all know the engine is more than capable of doing anything that you think you want to do. Quick shifter responds good. It's a good bike, man. And now, to be clear, it is an expensive motorcycle, so you got to factor that in. If you're going to pay this much for a bike, it better be primo. But BMW just rocks it out of the park, man. If I'm going to be honest, I think having now ridden the S1000 XR, R, and RR, the R is my favorite. Like, by a pretty long shot. I will say the RR is phenomenal, but this thing is freaking mo. So if you're looking for a naked motorcycle but you don't want to give up the sport side and you still want to have that comfortable feel, it's going to be hard to find a much better motorcycle than this, as long as you're looking for that smooth ride. If you're looking for that gruntiness, you're not really going to get it here as compared to what else is on the market. But if you're looking for that inline smoothness, this is where you need to go. Alright, so guys, we're here at the end of the video. Got to give a shout out to my guys over at Mountain Motorsports. Now, this did not come from Mountain Motorsports. It is our own client motorcycle that we're working on, but without Mountain Motorsports, I wouldn't get to borrow brand new and used bikes to go ride them for you guys. So if you guys are interested in getting a motorcycle from Mountain, I highly recommend you guys to check them out in the comment or in the description down below. There is a link for First Ride special pricing. You can go there, get a little discount on a motorcycle that you want to get up at Mountain. Just check that link out and it'll give you all the info you need. They have like 7 locations here in North Georgia, and you can sit on just about anything at least one of their dealerships. Guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. I appreciate you guys riding around with me. If you guys enjoy motorcycle content, we make a ton of it. So subscribe if you like, and make sure to hit the like button if you are here at the end. Speaking of people here at the end, you are now in the outro crew, which means I love you a lot longer. Outro crew, you might guess this question, but do you guys prefer that inline 4 smoothness, or do you like that gruntiness of a twin or the cross-plane that MT10 has? Smooth or grunty? Let me know in the comments down below. Put OC in your comments so I know you're in the outro crew. Love you guys long time. Bye-bye.